Oxford Street. It's a beautiful morning, the 5th of September, and it's absolutely beautiful weather, perhaps the best weather so far this summer, right at the end of the summer. And with bright sunshine, and it's warm too, which is unusual. And when we went last night with Vincent through Hyde Park, it was noticeably warm, and there were lots of people out sitting down on the grass enjoying the sunshine in the late evening. Really, really nice. So Fina, where are you going now?
Teman-teman, hai, apa kabar? Kami berada di London kembali. Seperti Tim bilang, kami berada di Oxford Street. Teman-teman, cuaca bagus sekali ya hari ini, dan hari ini rencananya kami akan pergi ke Albert Hall untuk tour ya, untuk melihat-lihat. Aku pernah sih dulu ke Albert Hall, di mana itu ada konser James Bond ya, semua lagu-lagu James Bond dari awal sampai terakhir. Dari tahun berapa sih ya James Bond itu?
Well, it began about 1960, the first series of films.
Dari lagu tahun 1960 sampai tahun 22 ya, 22. Jadi bagus sekali, dan tim belum pernah ke sana, jadi kami akan melihat di Albert Hall. Karena tempat apa sih sebenarnya Albert Hall, sayang? Mungkin kamu bisa terangkan ke teman-teman yang ada di Indonesia.
Well, it was constructed to commemorate, of course, the death of Prince Albert, who was the husband of Queen Victoria. And it was built, I think, around 1860. So we'll find out more today, because of course we'll go in there and learn exactly everything about the history.
Yes, so teman-teman, yuk ikuti terus perjalanan kami di Adventure of Fina and I. See you later. You were on my mind as I'm looking up at the starry skies, and when I close my eyes in my bed at night, I can see your smile. Oh, I feel you 24/7. I have cried 11 tears over you. They say time heals all wounds, and I know it's true, but I'm still missing you. I feel you 24/7. I have cried 11 tears over you. Don't need no stairway to heaven, 'cause I can feel you 24/7. 24/7. You used to make me wanna be saved, but for all our love, couldn't save you in the end. But now, stay here by my side, even if it's just only
So
in my
I'm now
mind.
on Bond Street, or Oxford Street is up there, and this is actually called Davies Street, but it's kind of the Bond Street area. And right behind me is the Elizabeth line, which is the new line running through London. It was opened late last year, late 2022, and it's an example of a great investment in this huge city. Unfortunately, it does seem that a kind of investment in the infrastructure is concentrated in London, which I think is, in a sense, not fair, not really right, because it tends to neglect other parts of the country, including some big cities like Manchester, for example. They do have a good tram system in Manchester, nothing like the underground transport here, though, of course. But it's certainly will be interesting to see what's available on the Elizabeth line. Vincent, whom we met yesterday, tells me that the carriages are bigger than the normal underground trains, and so certainly I'm looking forward to the journey on the Elizabeth line.
For
ferry wharf, and so I've had my first ride on the Elizabeth line, and it is very, very impressive. You know, it's smooth, it's fast, much less noisy than the conventional underground, so it is an enormously admirable achievement. Certain reflections though, and that is, first of all, like I mentioned before, it means a lot of investment in the London area, and that obviously means less investment in other regions of Britain. Everything seems to be concentrated increasingly on London. Whether or not that's a good thing is another matter, but certainly public transport here, in general in London, is far better than anywhere else in England or in Britain. The plane is going over at the moment because, of course, we're very near London City Airport. Another reflection which occurred to me on the train is that the whole thing, this Elizabeth line, the Crossrail, was conceived before the COVID pandemic, and so it now does seem a bit out of date, because as I walked along, the whole concourse, and this enormous concourse down there, as you've seen, was absolutely empty, because now many people are working from home, and many people are reluctant in a sense to go back to work. They like the idea of work, to go to the office, but very often they prefer to stay at home, and they prefer to go to the office maybe once or twice a week. Now, of course, you can't sustain a railway like that, an underground railway like that, on low traffic, I would assume. So it remains to be seen how successful it will be, but it is a marvellous achievement, and I certainly admire the engineers who've made it possible. I'm back at Tottenham Court Road Station, which is one of the stations on the Elizabeth line, and it's not too far now from where I'm going down that way to meet Fina, and it's about 20 minutes to 1, and I said I'd meet her at 1 o'clock. So I've enjoyed my 2 rides on the Elizabeth line. It is, as I mentioned before, a very impressive achievement, but I'm not sure if it's really in keeping with the current mood of saving the environment. But certainly London, as we look around, is very vibrant, and it's everywhere, the vibrancy. It's over several miles. Everything, everywhere is very busy. That's a good thing. It shows kind of a vibrancy in the culture. But you know, one wonders how long it could last, maybe. I don't know.
Teman-teman, kami baru saja mengikuti tour ya di Albert Hall, dan itu ada di belakang kami. Albert Hall itu sangat terkenal sekali, bahkan adalah treasure nation di UK ya. Tim akan ceritakan kepada kamu apa itu Albert Hall.
Well, yes, it was built under the reign of Queen Victoria, because Queen Victoria's husband died when he was only about 40 years old. And Queen Victoria's grief-stricken, and then she asked for this monument to be built, and it was a marvellous construction. just you've seen I've shown you the memorial over there, the Albert Memorial, and then just behind us there is the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
And it does have a great history. It's very big, and you know, it's the first time I have been in there. Fina's been before, but I have never been in before. It is a marvellous place, and Fina and I decided that maybe we should come to see a real concert. Possibly.
Yes, betul ya teman-teman. Aku udah pernah masuk ke sana untuk ikuti konser. Waktu itu konsernya ini lagu-lagu James Bond dari tahun 1960 sampai James Bond yang terbaru ya. Itu tahun lalu ya saya kesini. Itu menarik sekali, dan tadi kami ikut tour ya, menerangkan apa dan segala macam, siapa aja yang udah di situ, dan semua artis-artis yang terkenal, bahkan konduktor ya, orkestra, itu semua di situ, dan sangat menarik kalau kalian bisa menontonnya. Kami akan berencana untuk kembali.
Yes, to return. And so it was a marvellous tour. We really enjoyed it. We didn't see a show there. It was simply a tour of kind of the building itself. But it was,
lihat latihannya kan.
We did see practice, yes,
Yeah.
including a pretty famous pop star called Rufus Wainwright, but also the BBC Symphony Orchestra, who were rehearsing.
Yeah.
So it was very, very good. So, well, anyway, Fina, I think both of us feel a bit tired now, don't we?
Ya teman-teman ya, makanya sangat menarik sekali loh kalau kalian pas lagi ada di London, coba masuk ke sana, itu sangat menarik sekali ya, dan cerita-cerita yang di dalamnya, dan juga seperti Tim bilang bahwa monumen itu ya yang ada di sana, kamu boleh lihatin sebentar aja, kelilingin ke situ.
I'll show you later.
Ya, itu terbuat dari emas ya, patungnya terbuat dari emas, dedikasi untuk Pangeran Albert.
Well, that's right. Well, anyway, we've really enjoyed making this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, just as we've enjoyed making it. So we'll have to say goodbye, Fina.
Kita akan jalan sedikit lagi nanti di sana ya, sebelum kita goodbye, karena kami akan jalan ke sana dan akan say goodbye kepada kalian sebentar lagi.
See you soon.
See you soon. Teman-teman, kami berada di Hyde Park dan waktunya buat kami untuk pulang kembali ke hotel. Mudah-mudahan kalian suka dengan apa yang kami sharekan kepada kalian, tour di Albert Hall, ya kan?
It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Just in front, you've just seen the Albert Memorial, and it is a splendid part of London. But of course, the whole of London is rather splendid.
Oke teman-teman, sampai ketemu lagi. Jangan lupa untuk like-nya, dan untuk kamu yang baru menemukan channel kami, subscribe ya.
Even if it's just only in my mind, every single night when I close my eyes, I can see your smile.